Good morning, students. Yesterday we saw about the topic key features of the operating system. Yesterday we saw the two topics key features of the operating system is first one is the user interface, another one is memory management. Today we see about the topic the same key features of operating system. So continue. Today the objectives are process management, security management, fault tolerance, and file management. Now the first one, process management. First, what is process? A process is a program in execution. A process is not the same as a program code but a lot more than it. A process is an active entity as opposed to program which is considered to a passive entity. So process memory also we can use it. So attributes held by process include hardware state, memory, CPU, etc. So now process management. Process management is function that includes creating and deleting process and providing mechanisms for processes to communicate and synchronize with each other. So first, what is process? A process is a unit of work in a computer. Unit of work is a program. So a word processing program being run by an individual user on a computer is a process. A system task such as sending output to a print off screen can also be called as a process. A computer consists of a collection of processes. They are classified as two categories. So operating system processes which is executed by system code. This is the first one. So second one is user processes which is execute by user code. So user code we can execute by the user processor. So operating system processor which is executed by a system code. System code we can implement. For example, already we install some software. So open particular software, that is the system code. So user processes which is executed by user code means, so user we can enter the particular code will execute the particular process, that is a user processes. So all these processes can potentially executed concurrently on a single CPU will execute all the above processes. A process needs certain resources including CPU time, memory, files and input output devices to finish its task. So next one is the role of operating system in a process management. Role of operating system in process management. So the operating system is responsible for the following activities associated with the process management. The first one is scheduling processes and threads on the CPUs. Thread means one of the process. For example, you play one game. So first open your particular game, that is one of the process that is called by thread. So next one is creating and deleting both user and system processes. For example, so you copy the one movie or song or anything, so in your particular folder, so again we can delete the particular file. So that is called creating and deleting both user and system processes. So that one is suspending and resuming processes. So providing mechanisms for process synchronization. So last one is providing mechanism for process communications. So the all of the role we can allocate some process. So system we can allocate some process. So system, the following algorithms are mainly used to allocate the job, that means process, so in the processor. So in the following four types of algorithms systems are allocated. First one is FIFO. FIFO means first in first out scheduling. So second one is SJF, shortest job first. So third one is round robin. The fourth one is based on priority. So what is these algorithms? So that is a question. So user we can execute more than one process for a same time. For example, so we can type some paragraph. So at the same time, so we can play the one song or else. So but at the same time we can execute the two processes. One we can type the particular software. So another one is we can hear the song. So these are all the processes. How to allocate, how to allocate to the process in the processor, that is the main reason. So see, first one is FIFO. FIFO means first in first out scheduling. So this algorithm is based on queuing technique. So queuing means, so assume that a student is standing in a queue or row to get grade sheet from his or her teacher. So the other students who stands first in the queue gets his grade seat first and leave from the queue or row. So followed by the next student in the queue get it corrected and so on. So this is the basic logic of the FIFO algorithm. So technically the process that enters the queue first is executed first by the CPU followed by the next and so on. So the process are executed in the order of the queue or row. The next one is sorted job first. Sorted job first scheduling. This algorithm works based on the CPU size of the job being executed by the CPU. So consider two jobs A and B. So A is 6 kilobytes and B is 9 kilobytes. So first the job A will be assigned and then job B gets its return. So A size is small, so that is the 6 kilobytes. B size is big, that is the 9 kilobytes. So first CPU allowed the first A1, A is the 6 kilobytes. So allow the A process. So for example, you can open the one notepad, that is a very small size, but we can open on 2 GB game. So which one is first to open? So notepad is the open, that is the sorted job first scheduling. The next one algorithm is round robin scheduling. So round robin or short form is RR scheduling. So RR scheduling algorithm is designed especially for time sharing system. So jobs, that means process. So processes are assigned and processor time in a circular method. For example, tag 3 jobs A, B and C. So first the job A is assigned to CPU and then job B and job C. So and then again we can allocate the process A, B and C and so on. So this method we can use the round robin scheduling. Last one algorithm is based on priority. So based on priority algorithm, so the given job is assigned based on priority. The job which has higher priority is more than important than other jobs. So for example, tag two jobs A and B. So let the priority of A be 5 and priority B be 7. So job B is assigned to the processor before job A because priority is higher. The higher is the B1. So this is the based on priority. So process management is over. So again go through it. The next one is security management. So the major challenge in computer and software industry is to protect users' legitimate data from hackers. So a lot of hackers will hack the particular your informations. So the operating system provides 3 levels of securities to the user end. They are file access level, system level, network level. So in order to access the fields created by the people, you should have the access permission. So permissions can either be granted by the creator of the file or by the administrator of the system. So administrator means so admin we can manage the all the computer systems. System level security is offered by the password into a multi-user environment. So both Windows and Linux, this is the OS types. Windows is one of the OS, so Linux is one of the OS. The both Windows and Linux offer the password facility. So user we can enter the some particular password that like text, audio or fingerprint, so any other processes. So network security is an inevitable one. So people from all over the world try to provide such a security. So all the above levels of security features are provided only by the operating system. So this is the security management of the key features. The next key features is a fault tolerance. The operating system should be robust. When there is fault, the operating system should not crash. So instead the operating system have fault tolerance capabilities and retain the existing state of system. So for example, your system will make some problems means, so user can restore the systems. So nowadays your mobile also will hang means, so your mobile we can restore facilities are used. That is the best example of fault tolerance. File management. File management is an important function of OS which handles the data storage techniques. The operating system manages the files, folders and the directory systems on a computer. So for example, your laptop, we can open the particular local disk C, D, E, F is the directories. In the particular directory, we can store some files and folders. That is called files and folders. Any type of data in a computer is stored the form of fields and the directory or folders through file allocation table. That means FAT. FAT is the short name is file allocation table. The FAT stores general information about file like file name, type, size, starting address and access mode, for example, sequentially, indexed sequential, direct or relative. The file manager of the operating system help to create, edit, copy, allocate memory to the files, and also updates the FAT. FAT means file allocation table. The OS also takes care of the files that are opened with proper access rights to read or edit them. There are few other file management techniques also available, so like next generation file system, that is called NTFS, and ext2 that is used to the Linux operating system. So students, the file management system over, so the key feature systems are over. So the today class is over, so again go through it. Thank you.